What's up, YouTube? It's your boy Elisha here. 19 weeks on T, which is great. But the best part about being 19 weeks on T right now is that I am switching over to the testosterone that the VA gives me, which also means a dose increase. So I'm going to be going to 100, 1 milliliter basically every 2 weeks. So that's like a huge change. So I'm actually going to do my shot on camera just so I can show you what a comparison of how much I was taking before and how much I'm taking now. It's kind of cool because I'm excited to get the new dose, to up my dose of T. Hopefully that'll bring about more changes sooner and whatnot. But I'm also kind of like apprehensive because it's a big increase all at once. But the doctor said that my body should respond to it okay, and if not, that I could step it down to half a milliliter every week if that's what I want to do. So we're going to try out their dose for a month and a half or 2 months and see how I like it. So I'm going to show you how much I used to take, how much tea I used to take. Get some air in here. Okay. So, just for a comparison, this is how much testosterone I was injecting every week. Let me roll it. This is 0.25 milliliters of testosterone. Alright. I'm using one of my old syringes. They sent me new ones because just to be able to get like an accurate visual of how much of a difference. Sheesh, this is like the whole bottle. Just a little less than the whole bottle. Sheesh. So, this is how much testosterone I will be injecting today. It's a fucking lot of testosterone, right? They sent me some other needles. These are my old needles that I got. It's the last one. But the needles they sent me now are 3 milliliters. So when I actually draw, it'll just be this much of the needle versus like this much, which is a lot of tea, but I just wanted to see the difference. It is, a 0.75 milliliter difference in my dose. And don't worry, I have enough needles to where opening this one won't be a big deal. So this is a huge dose of tea all at once. And the only thing that I'm apprehensive about is I'm just apprehensive about, like, will the acne go crazy? Will I have mood swings like crazy because this is a huge jump? And will my sex drive go crazy? Just because, you know, that happened the first time I started taking tea. So with a huge jump like this, it's kind of interesting. Plus, going to bi-weekly shots is going to be interesting too because I'm used to the weekly shots, so my body never really runs out of the testosterone. And now, here I am, and my body's going to be on the bi-weekly shots. It's got to get used to that. And, you know, I guess now I'll have some interesting findings. So, this is one bottle completely empty. And they gave me 6 of these, which is a 3-month supply, seeing how I'm only taking it every 2 weeks. So, it's kind of interesting to just go through one of these like just like that, which is crazy to me. Seeing how I used the same vial for 5 months, and that vial actually still has a little bit left in it. They told me I could finish it out if I wanted to, but it's expiring soon, so I decided to just go ahead and switch over to theirs. At least I'll probably use this maybe next week or whatever. But some of the some of the people that I talk to are already on this dose or do bi-weekly shots, so they seem to like it pretty well. So I guess, I'll just have to see what it's like. But it is really cool to be increasing my dose. And I've also noticed this tea is a little bit thicker than the stuff that I was currently pushing. And I don't know if that's because it's in cottonseed oil versus what I was using with sesame oil. But that might be what it is. Sheesh, 1 milliliter is a long ass push. This stuff is way thicker than my old tea. But at the same time, I'm sure my body will get used to it and get adjusted to it. And that was a really good shot because there was absolutely no blood at all. There's like none. So that was a really good shot. My girlfriend will be happy because I bled on the bed last time and she did not like that. Well, on the sheets. Like, when I was pulling the needle out, I guess it nicked a little capillary or something, and I bled on the sheets. She was kind of upset about that. And she told me this time that I couldn't bleed on the sheets. So I didn't bleed on the sheets, babe. I'm sure you'll be happy. If you guys want to see, it's just like that teeny tiny red dot right there is all the blood I got. This is a really good shot, and it was just a tiny pinch. So really gonna work this around because it's so much tea at once, and I really hope that this really like jump starts some more changes. I hope it helps my mustache come in some more because I swear like my mustache has just stopped. Like it was like, nope, not thickening up anymore. But I just hope that that happens. I would love for my mustache to go crazy because it was going steady for like about a month and a half, and then it just was like, fuck that shit, I'm done. So I need my mustache to get back on board. Some of the changes that I have noticed in the past week are, I actually wrote them down this time because this is like the past 2 weeks because I forgot some last week. So I noticed that my jawline has gotten a little bit thicker even in the past 2 weeks. I had some soreness in my jaw a week ago, and it seems like my jawline has gotten a little bit thicker, which I'm all for. Okay, so I shaved last week. You might not be able to see it, but my beard is already starting to come in. I got some stubble on there. I guess this would be a 5 o'clock shadow if I had more hair. That's probably what it would look like. My hairline is pulling back in the corners. It's doing something weird. So it's pulling back in places. So I'm just waiting for that to finish. I've also noticed some differences in my emotions a bit. Like, I guess I kind of noticed them a little bit before, but now it's really prominent. Like, I noticed I get angry. Yeah, of course. But now when I get angry, at least these past, I don't know if it's just because the people at work have been taking me there lately, but at least these past few weeks, it's like I get angry and I want to fight. Like, I just want to kick somebody's ass. For real. I don't, of course, because I don't want to lose my job, but yeah, it's been really serious, really more of an issue these past few weeks. So hopefully when my dose goes up, it'll help me mellow out a bit, because some people say testosterone has helped them mellow a bit, so yeah. Also, as far as like everything else, it just seems like I don't really care as much about certain things. Like when people say certain things, I don't really care as much. It's not as big of a deal. It's just kind of like, okay, it's easier for me to separate my feelings. It was already pretty easy before. Like my feelings were, at least when it came to like grief and sadness, I was able to separate from those pretty well. But now well, pretty easily, but now it's like even easier. With certain things, it's just kind of like, hmm, okay, let's go eat, or let's go drink, or let's get high. But it's not, it's, I don't know if that's a good thing or a bad thing. We'll have to see. I guess I'm compartmentalizing a lot better, which I enjoy because, it's easier to get through a day, you know. And then also, I noticed that like love feelings are different now. Like love towards my family, my friends, my girlfriend just feels a little bit different. It's kind of like before I started T and estrogen was heavy, love was kind of like, I don't know, this kind of like tingly, bubbly feeling, kind of like pulling at my heartstrings type of shit. And now for me, love is more like this feeling that I need to protect, I need to provide, I need to be there, I need to be the rock type of thing. So when it comes to my family, it's kind of like protecting my family, protecting people. When it comes to like my girl, it's more like being kind of like being strong for her, being there for her, providing for her financially, and also providing backbone for her when she's at work. Like if she's at work and stuff is going crazy, like being a center for her so she can find her way back to peace and stuff. Like I still love her, but it just feels a little different. It's more like I have these natural feelings to want to protect her. When people say stuff to her or do things to her out of line, it's like I want to go and be like, nah, it's not going down like that. You fuck with her, you got to deal with me. It was like that for me before, but now it's really, really strong, and I feel it like crazy when stuff happens. So I don't know if any other guys feel that, but that's just what it is for me. It's a little less of the bubbly, soft, like fireworks type of stuff, and more like the yes, I love her, yes, I love them, but it's more, I show it in a different way. Affection is great, but now it's more like I show it with, wanting to provide and protect her and my family and shit. So I don't know if that's, because of the tea and the way my emotions are and the way the chemicals make my body um, respond to things or make me think about things, but that is what it is. What else? Um, I still can't work out. I can't do any push ups or any sit ups, chiropractor's orders. But the good news is my back is feeling a lot better. Um, I went to a chiropractor every day last week, and this week it's Monday, Wednesday, Friday. I get 3 adjustments a week now, and then 2 therapeutic massages, hour-long therapeutic massages a week. So that's amazing, and it's helping a lot, especially in my neck and my lower back. Um, to prepare for this up in dose for this up in my dose on tea, I've been drinking a shit ton of water, and I'm going to continue because I want my liver to be around for quite a while. So yeah. Besides that, okay, something interesting that happened to me. I got pulled over for a speeding ticket the other day, and my driver's license, my gender marker has not been changed yet. I'm waiting to get the letter from my doctor. So yeah. But anyway, so I got pulled over. It's like fucking 4:30, 4:40ish in the morning because I go to work early. And the cop pulls me over, and he like walks up to the car. Obviously, most people read me as male now, so he walks up to the car and he's like, you were doing 65, 66 in a 50 zone. I was like, yes, sir. And he's all like, where were you going in such a hurry? I was like, to work. He's like, where do you work at? And I was like, da 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 da. And he was like, let me see your license, registration, and proof of insurance and all that shit. So I pull all the stuff out, hand it to him, and he looks at my license, and then he looks at me, and he looks at my license, and he looks at me. Where's my wallet? If you haven't seen my license, like, I mean, I look pretty much the same, but I have facial hair now. Let me get it real quick. But I don't know. Everybody says the pose that I did on my license is interesting. And I don't think it's necessarily interesting. I just think, I don't know. So, this is it's my license. This is my face. So I kind of look really, really boyish on my license. But, yeah. So he's looking at my license. He's like, then he's looking at my paperwork. And he's like, I'll be right back. And then he's gone for like 15 minutes. So now I'm sitting here like, fuck, I'm going to be late for work. So trying to get to work early because I didn't go to work on that Monday. So trying to get to work early on Tuesday as the first day of my work week, I'm thinking I'm going to be late. So then he comes back and he's like, all right, so yeah, we've got this program going on to stop speeding in this area and to make it safer for everyone, blah, blah, blah. So I'm just going to give you a ticket for going 5 miles over the speed limit, because when you get into the 15 and 20 miles over, those tickets get to be $200 to $300. So just be careful with that. He's like, watch your speed, try and stay as close to the speed limit as possible. And then he was like, when you get into Gorst, which is this area by where I have to go through for my job, he's like, keep your speed down because it drops to 40, and we've got two sheriffs sitting down there too doing the same program. You don't want to get pulled over twice in one morning. Have a good day. And then he hands me all my stuff. But usually cops say, have a good day, ma'am, have a good day, sir. But he wasn't quite sure because he had read me as male when he came to the car. My voice, my facial features, the hair, all read it as male. And then he saw my driver's license and there's a big F on it. So he's kind of like, I thought it was interesting. But I think the ticket, like getting the ticket and the whole interaction went a lot differently than it would have because he realized I was transgender. Um, I think had he just been, if I had male on my license, being a black male in a predominantly white state, maybe it would have gone a little bit different. I've heard quite a few stories from some of my black male friends that live out here about interesting things with the sheriff's department and the police department in the state. So I don't know. And getting my gender marker changed, I'm really gonna have to start like trying to be mindful of like the speed limit and other things to keep from getting pulled over, because I don't want to be in a situation like that in a state where, there aren't that many black people. And when he came to the car the first time, even though he came and, kind of like asked me what was going on, I noticed that there was kind of a little bit more of a presence of, I don't know what's going to happen, so let me be on guard in case I have to shoot this person. And then after he saw my ID, it was more of kind of like, well, there wasn't that much of a threat. So I'm not sure what he was thinking or what was really going through his mind, but being an African American male, presenting as such and people reading me as such and coming into my malehood with the testosterone, it's always something that's on my mind. It's definitely like something I'm always thinking of when I walk into stores and other places. It's like, how are people perceiving me? How are people going to react to me? Trying not to show any type of sign that I'm a threat, because I do live in a state where there aren't many black people, and I don't want to be more at 11. I don't want to be on the news for anything. So it's kind of interesting navigating this transition as a black male where there's not a lot of us. But this video is already pretty long, and I just wanted to say that it's been a good week all in all, and I can't wait to give you an update in 2 weeks. Next week I'll probably just do some simple video. But yeah, I hope everyone had a great day. Shout out to my girl Kim because she just took her first hormone injection in quite some time. And shout out to all the other Monday injectors. Shout out to Tim. And I'll see you guys next week. Much love.